Yo, what's up, guys? I suppose this one is just a bit of a state of the market, what is going on in crypto today. It's just gonna be me, a pen, and a notepad. So I just want to do a new style of video really and just connect with you guys. What is up? Let me know, how are you doing today? I really want to know how you're doing, because so many people are affected on different levels about the current conditions in the market. And to be honest, what these same people don't realize or are actually not understanding is you're missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime, most likely. I mean, Bitcoin has corrected from $69,000 down to 19,000, so it's not been as harsh of a correction as the previous market cycles. Could reflect a lot of adoption, a lot of enterprise has, caught onto Bitcoin. Look at El Salvador, look at other countries following in their footsteps. You've got banks now utilizing 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin. So things are just super, super bullish. And I suppose, looking at things like the Bitcoin distribution information, what's happening at the moment in the markets, all the information is there for us. And sometimes the most simple indicators are the most critical ones to follow. Because if you have a long-term investment mindset, and you don't allow these emotions to invalidate your logic, you're not going to get shaken out of any positions. For example, if you bought at the market cycle top of any all-time high, historically, 2018, 2013, 2015, any of those all-time highs, if you purchased and just held through the market, you'd still be in profit today. If you bought the COVID-19 crash, $5,000 Bitcoin, you'd still be in profit today. You'd just be holding long term. So you've got to view it as other commodities, look at property, look at precious metals and things like that. We know Bitcoin is a scarce resource, and it's all the fudders that want to spin the narrative and hoard as much as they possibly can. You see China FUD. What did China do? They buy more, What is the smart money doing right now? Look at MicroStrategy, for example. Just bought another $10 million of Bitcoin, right? We're undervalued again. It's through the 200-week moving average. Look at simple indicators like the Bitcoin rainbow chart, guys. We're back into the blue zone, which indicates a fire sale. And some really key information I was looking at recently is actually looking at some of the on-chain data of the Bitcoin addresses in the market. And I think what's super, super interesting is you look at the addresses between the value of, or the holding value of 0.1 and 1 Bitcoin. And you can see those addresses since the last month. There's been approximately 110,000 new unique addresses holding between 0.1 and 1 Bitcoin. And this shift of wealth, it really reflects the buying behavior right now in the market, that retailers such as myself, as you, normal people with normal lives and salaries, are actually trying to accumulate right now, become whole coiners, grab as much of this resource as possible, because it is a scarce digital resource, a storage of value, a competitor to gold. And over time, I still believe, and it is definitely in truth, actually, look 10 years ago, just zoom out, the value of Bitcoin is always rising up against the value of fiat, right? The only difference is you get these bull markets and bear markets, conditions of extreme fear and extreme greed in the market, just like any other market in the world. Every single situation of life has its own market psychology, if you want to call it that. And I think, if you're buying 50, 60, 70K Bitcoin, then maybe you're just someone that got into crypto and you don't truly understand a market cycle, how they work, the contractions and expansions between the market cycle, fear and greed, in terms of the euphoria and the anxiety that comes with it. So for me, I bought my first Bitcoin in March 2020. I think it was March 27 or something like that. And I just remember buying it thinking, well, you know what? It seems like a reasonable price. I can see the value in the asset. I've always wanted some crypto. So I grabbed it. Crypto rised. I'm still bulletproof. I'm still immune to this correction. Even though it's affected my portfolio, I'm not in any loss. And nor do I look to even take profits this cycle or even the next cycle. I'm waiting for like 2035 because I still think crypto is here to stay, especially when we see blockchain solutions such as how supply chain management can be handled, and really the utility that blockchain does offer to the real world and developing countries too. I mean, look at El Salvador actually using Bitcoin as one of their currencies. So I suppose that's quite interesting, looking at the Bitcoin addresses that have gone up in that 0.1 to 1 category. It shows that people are really working hard, mainly retailers, to actually grab more of that crypto. And when you look at other on-chain data, such as the Bitcoin wallets with over 1,000 Bitcoin in their holdings, you can actually see every single time during the bear market there's a spike in accumulation, as opposed to when you got the greed, the euphoria, you see that slump, you see that lull in the accumulation phase, which makes sense because that's when you get the distribution, the supply goes back onto the exchanges. That's when you see basically the whales making their money whilst the retailers are FOMOing in. The smart money's already done their buying. They did that in the bear market, you know. That's what the smart money is doing now. Bitcoin is back in that undervalued territory. You look at any relative strength index right now, you can see it's as low as ever. And this is very much looking like, as I say, the COVID crash. So the Terra Luna event on the 12th of May, you know, that was anomalous, of course, but that created a washout. We also had the Bitcoin plummet through the 200-week moving average, right, in June. Again, another huge washout. So it's finding its feet, it's finding its bottom. I do think, personally, it's possible to see a 15K Bitcoin. We're just going to chop around this level, 15 to 30K for a long time. So don't put all your capital in, not financial advice, of course, but the way I do it, I usually have my capital, 1 to 2% I allocate each time I find a nice, valuable dollar cost averaging opportunity, which you can find, you know, from using the relative strength index, or when the extreme fear is at its peak, because that's what the whales want to do. They want to shake you out of your crypto. They want you to be scared. They want you to buy at 50K, sell at 25K, whilst they're buying at 25K, laughing at you for selling at 50K. That's the same cycle every single time. So try not to let the sirens of euphoria reel you in and basically shake you out of your own pocket because you invested way too late. When everyone is talking about crypto, that's also a really bad thing in the markets. Look at Google Trend data. You know, just go to Google Trends right now and type in cryptocurrency. You can almost see that there is a positive correlation between every bear market and bull market and the search volume that comes along with it. So that's another really interesting thing. Check out the Google Trends. It's all there. It's telling you. Look at the YouTube search volume. Crypto is down. It does show us that the investment appetite right now and the interest is very, very low, and only those who can afford or already are in the market are accumulating more. Nobody's got money. There's too many macroeconomical factors that are suppressing a bull market, high inflation, high interest. It's a washout, and I think it's going to take some time for, I suppose, retailers to actually trust you know, cryptocurrency again. Look at the depegging of stablecoins. It's not good. It's not good. What else can we look at? I mean, the altcoin sector itself, if you exclude the valuation of Bitcoin right now, which is really good. I mean, if you zoom out 4 years ago, the total market capitalization for altcoins right now is about 450 billion off the top of my head, right? Now, 4 years ago, that would have been during an extreme greed phase of the market cycle, right? Looking at relative strength index all the way above 80, euphoria, you know, the FOMO is there. You've already had the thrill, the excitement phase of the market cycle. You've had a few corrections, but you've had some major impulses come with it. Now, 450 billion was the valuation. Today, 4 years later, following all the financial chaos, the COVID, the Terra Luna FUD, the geopolitical crisis that we've seen in, you know, Russia and all this, the altcoin market stands today at 450 billion during extreme fear phase. That tells you how much crypto has grown over the last 4 years, right? Look at the different sectors of crypto. You've got financial services, you've got layer 1 infrastructure, you've got DeFi, you've got meme coins, you've got NFTs, you've got metaverse, you've got Web3. It goes and goes on. The list goes on. It's just a sea and ocean of opportunity. And don't sleep in this bear market is what I want to tell you. Don't go to sleep in this bear market just because things are not fun anymore. That is a big, big mistake right there, because as soon as things get exciting again and everyone's talking about it, guess what? It's too late already. Once your friend in the hairdresser or local cafe is talking about Bitcoin again, it's too late. You've invested too late. You've already screwed up. Just don't bother. Wait till the next bear market. What I'm telling you is the bear market is where you generate wealth. Downside is minimized. Got to stay risk averse. Of course, this is not financial advice, but just look historically. If you accumulate in the bear markets, that's where you generate the wealth. You can actually build a long-term strategy, have a nice diverse portfolio, choose just 10 to 20 good cryptocurrency projects that you believe in. Have a few low caps, have a few medium caps, have a few blue chips. You know, I'm hoarding some more Cardano, Solana, Chainlink, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I don't want to reveal everything. I'm also buying some Lucky Block at the moment. That's one of the altcoin gems I'm grabbing. I'm getting some layer 1 infrastructures like Phantom, Harmony One. This is the sort of things I want to accumulate because I believe in the projects. Smart contracts, dApps, you know. HBAR is another really good one that I'm looking at right now. It's carbon neutral, massive throughput, really fast transaction times. So don't sleep on cryptocurrency right now just because things are not fun, just because the media and the headlines are trying to change the narrative once again. How many freaking times are you going to hear crypto's dead, crypto's a scam, blah blah blah? It's just there to invalidate your logic, so retailers can sell as much as possible, dump as much back onto the exchanges. Therefore, big whales, Michael Saylor, all the other huge whales, enterprises, business millionaires, people that can afford to just throw hundreds of millions into these assets when and whenever they wish, they can do that. And you're allowing them to do it by selling, basically. Sure, I understand, like, it can be scary, and I have also made the mistakes of selling through crashes when I shouldn't have. But if you start accumulating in the extreme fear phase, when the relative strength indexes are all pretty much oversold, you're doing yourself a good favor, because buying the greed, chasing the green candles, it always comes down to, losses usually. If you're trying to make money quickly, that's the problem. You're getting greedy, you see things go up, you start complaining when altcoins have already done a 10,000% increase. Are you serious? Harmony One went from like 0.0005 cents, right, up to like a good 30 odd cents. And you're standing there saying it's not good enough. No, the problem is that you bought at the top. That's the problem. And that's what you need to get used to, is buying these really crappy times where your gut is telling you, this feels disgusting. Why am I buying crypto right now? It's just going down and down. The trend is down. Sure, the trend is down. But, all bear markets turn into bull markets. All bull markets will flip back into bear markets. It's just the way the market works. You can't have things go up forever. And when you are overextended in a bull market, you're no longer at fair value. You're overvalued, overextended. The market is greedy and euphoric. And therefore, the risk level is extremely high, right? So you want to buy when you're undervalued, fair valued. And I think that's kind of what I want to sort of say is bear markets are not your enemies. It's the strategy that you have at the moment is just not doing you favors. It doesn't mean you're bad at crypto. Maybe you're a trader and it doesn't really matter too much about holding because you're taking advantage of the swings and lows. But for holding, it's precious to find value in the entry, right? And I also made a video recently, you should check it out, looking at the Bitcoin rich list. You can see what the richest wallets are doing, and some of them are accumulating right now, and those same wallets sold around October and November, right? So it's really crucial to see what the rich are doing, what the smart money is doing as well in the market, because the truth is you're never going to time the bottom, you're never going to time the top of the market either. What you can do is just try to get as close to each top and bottom as possible, and that's the best you can do. Really, you've got all the indicators you need. You've got the relative strength index, you've got historical market data of the prices, you've got percentages as well, you've got logarithmic regression bands. Check out Benjamin Cowan for those. And I suppose you've got on-flow, inflow of volume on exchanges as well. So they're the things I use. Got the rainbow chart too, another real gem. And just seek the extreme fear, embrace it. Take that plunge. Not financial advice, of course. If you do want to grab some crypto, you can use my links in the description below. Like I say, I'm buying ADA, Sol, Link, Lucky Block, Harmony One, Phantom, Ethereum, Bitcoin, some of the more stable projects, if you want to call that. But what I will be doing in this bear market, without a doubt, is researching new projects, because you have to do your own research. If you found the project through someone else's research, or it's already pumped 300%, you're probably too late. It's another high risk opportunity. So learn to understand what the market wants. Look for projects that actually provide real utility and solutions. For example, look at Polygon and Ethereum, right? It provides a solution of scalability, and there's so many more out there. There's so many solution providing cryptocurrencies out there that will grow and scale with the market. And because they have a value and real purpose in the market, it means the floor value of those projects is going to be lower. Not like a shit coin that corrects 99.9%, Binance Smart Chain, some fancy bullshit, tokenomics. So I think it's important to have a strategy long term. Don't let investment emotion shake you out your position. And when crypto is dead and crypto is a scam, just know there is a very, very rich man or woman or business or enterprise buying a crap ton of cryptocurrency today as you're sitting there trembling, sweating in fear, and trying to make it through to next payday. Of course it's difficult, but this is why you cannot FOMO into crypto, guys. So I do think crypto's here to stay. Personally, I think for the rest of the year, nothing crazy will happen. It's just going to chop around 20 to 30k. We won't see anything crazy happening for cryptocurrency for a while. And I even think the next real catalyst will be the following Bitcoin halving event in 2024, where we'll probably see the next impulse. And again, I don't think 500k is going to happen. I think realistically, you've got to be pragmatic. You've got to look at percentages. You've got to know that every cycle, the returns diminish. You can't, it's easy to go from 10 million to 100 million, but to go to 100 million to 1 billion requires, well, a lot more adoption, right? And it's going to happen with the current market cap being at over 1 trillion, right? Or maybe it's under 1 trillion now. All I'm saying is 1 billion to 10 billion is easy. 1 trillion to 10 trillion is going to be difficult. So the returns on investment is shrinking every year. And if you want to make the most of this ROI right now now's a really good time. It's still early. Mass adoption is not even close, despite what people say. We're nowhere near. You could walk down the street, ask 100 people about crypto, and I'm sure you're going to get some crappy answers that they've only seen online, about FUD or something crazy like that. So it's just a bit of an overview. I just want to say thanks to all the new subs as well to the channel. Do get into the Discords, the Telegrams below, so you don't miss out on all the crypto news, insights, the trends in the market. Get into that Learn to Trade Telegram as well, because the bear market, well, it's a great time to educate yourself and stay crypto safe, guys. Get yourself soft wallets, VPNs, all this stuff to bulletproof yourself to cyber hackers. And let's generate some wealth. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. I can't wait to grab more and get some more Bitcoin, I think, soon, because slowly steering towards that 17k level. If you like this sort of video as well, this on hip kind of sort of just no editing, sort of waffling off what's in my brain at the moment, it's quite nice really just to get the thoughts off as well. But most of all, guys, stay healthy, stay happy, get outside, and don't stare at charts too much. It's really not good for you. Looking at crypto charts sucks, and it's not healthy to be worrying about your investments. But if you're long term, you start viewing it like property, things will slowly come together. Just think of it as planting that seed in the garden. I know you went to the local garden centre and they said, this seed today is worth £500. You're going to plant it, and in 5 years, you're going to harvest everything. It's going to be worth £5,000. Just think of it the same way. Just leave it, put it to one side. Don't let the social media, the news, spin the narrative and invalidate your logic. That's very, very important in the cryptocurrency world. Anyways, see you soon, guys. Bye now.